My name's Roy Henry Vickers. I'm coming to you from the banks of the beautiful Skeena River up here in Hazelton, BC. And I've been thinking of my years in Tofino from 1980 to 1995 and all of the memories that come flooding through my mind. I want to share a little bit with you. The year of 1980, I fished the west coast of Vancouver Island with a freezer trawler. And at the end of the year, I realized that fishing was damn hard work and you don't make a lot of money. And I thought, I'm going to settle down here and just work at doing something as an artist. And if I spend the kind of time that I've spent fishing at my artwork, I should do pretty good. Well, I walked into a little store, a little gift gallery that no longer exists there. And I saw a little bowl carved by an old friend of mine, Henry Nola, who I'd lost contact with. Looked at the bowl and remarked, "Hey, this is one of Henry Nola's pieces." And the lady said, "Well, yes, it is." I said, "You know him?" "Yeah, he lives here." And I was shocked, and as I was recovering from that, in the door walked Henry. And we sat down on the steps in that little gift shop, and that began 15 years of working together. Henry talked me into staying for the winter of 1980 to teach him how to carve totems. By the time we were done, the gallery had been designed and built. Henry adds all of the walls on the interior of the gallery, and he carved most of the big eagle that is the house front of the gallery today. Well, Henry introduced me to people in the town, and for me, it was like being home on the ocean, on the beach. And it was a wonderful combination of Pacific sands, the tides, the currents, the people, Henry renewing a relationship with totems and starting to carve and teach. Well, Henry's friends soon found out about us, and the next thing I knew, living in a house that Henry had found for me on Chesterman's Beach, I'd had a number of parties, and the Pettingers from Pacific Sands, and Mary and Dillis from the Mini Motel, and Betty and Chris from the Dolphin Motel, and a man by the name of Roy Grieve who ran the Schooner Restaurant. They used to come out and have a look at the work I was doing, and I would tell stories and spend an evening, and eventually the pressure was put on me to build the gallery. And so I started with a plan, an idea of a longhouse, and a few years later, in the spring of 1986, actually April Fool's Day, we opened before noon in the morning of April Fool's, and I had no idea how successful that gallery was going to be. And here we are all these years later, and the gallery is still going strong. Tofino has switched from a logging and fishing town to an icon in the tourism industry of Canada. One of the things that was happening at the same time was a fight to save old growth forests on the west coast, and especially Mears Island and Clayoquot Sound. And there's a formation of a group of friends called the Friends of Clayoquot Sound. And they came to me one day and asked me if I would help them with legal fees. And so as an artist, I created an image called Mears Island, told the story as I knew it about our relationship to the land and how priceless pristine places are and old growth forests are. And in the end, the print was done and money was raised for the Friends of Clayoquot Sound. I was invited by Premier Van der Zalm at the time to take him on a tour in the government jet of Clayoquot Sound. And after I showed him what all the fuss was about, he went away and promised that he would do his best to help. Well, in the end, Meares Island was saved. The Meagan Talbot River and creeks were saved, and they're now a part of Strathcona Park. A little overcome with emotion just having these memories come back to me. It's absolutely beautiful. In 1987, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth was visiting Vancouver for the Commonwealth Summit, and I was asked if I would create something that could be a gift to Her Majesty. So I worked on a piece called A Meeting of Chiefs, and it was accepted by the government and presented to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II in Vancouver at BC Commonwealth Place at a big event there. And my career has been going strong ever since. And my memories of Tofino are the inspiration for me to be the artist that I am today. And I'm so thankful to Pacific Sands, the sands of Tofino and the tides, and all of the stories and all of the inspiration.